Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah-Brooke Stiles, Clinical Director of Mind Body Integrative Therapy. Tonight I wanted to bring up the topic of community and the importance of connection and community as it relates to mental health. The thing that comes to mind initially when I think of community is this rat study that was done, where they hurt a rat and tested its stress response, which is terrible, right? Like, without getting into my thoughts and feelings about rat testing, they were hurting this rat and testing its cortisol levels and its stress response. And then it had the same rat watch a different rat get hurt and tested the observing rat's stress levels. And the rat expressed more stress watching the other rat get hurt than when the rat was getting hurt itself. And the reason that comes to my mind is how human life, even animal life, is really structured for community and connection. I think a lot of us have been raised with this idea of pull yourself up by your own bootstrap. I'm going to look out for number one, survival of the fittest, right? And of course, there are pieces to that hold some validity for sure. But I think that when you really look at life, you see far more evidence of the need for connection than for the need of independence. I am thinking of another study that I'm losing now. I'm sorry, I have been sick for 4 days with a fever. My mind is just not fully 100% there. I have personally been in need of connection and have been on the phone with several of my friends today who definitely made me feel loved and seen and connected. So I'm feeling a bit better. But as far as memory goes, we're a little rough. So one of my favorite people that talk a lot about life and connection is Gabor Mate. Last name is M-A-T-E, first name G-A-B-O-R. If you've not looked him up on YouTube, I definitely encourage you to do so. I absolutely love his perspective. He's a physician and a psychologist, just an amazing human being. So I think of different examples of this. I think of trees, right, where all the roots grow down and then the roots connect with one another and they communicate, right? I think of the life cycle, right, of just even you take a flower that's in bloom, a bee, eats off of it to give it life. The flower dies, it composts into the soil, which then helps the soil bring life to something new. These are all things that show that connection is, interwebbing is so key to life. If a baby is not held when they're born, the baby could die. Physical connection, human connection is so key. And so how do we get this? How do we prioritize this in a life that's really busy? I think COVID had a really dramatic impact on a lot of us when we got pulled away from each other. So a lot of people turned to their devices more, their computers, their phones. We really need to connect in person. And some of us have a lot of friends, some of us don't, right? Some of us have family that we're close to, some of us don't. So let's get really creative on ways of connecting. Can you do a meetup group? Can you take a trip to the river and say hello to someone new? Can you even start with connecting with nature, right? Going on a walk and just noticing the birds and feeling a connection with nature. I would love for you to challenge you to find ways to connect this week. Loneliness is one of the biggest indicators of poor mental health. And it increases, suicidal rates. It is a huge, huge disease, loneliness. And so I want you to get creative this week on how you can connect and how you can prioritize this in your life. I would love to hear your thoughts. Have a good day.